Hello everyone, welcome to the yarn bowl. In this video I'm going to show you how to work this cute amigurumi apple, which is a tiny amigurumi apple. The free written pattern of this apple is available in my website theyarnbowlcrochet.com. Link for that is available in the description. Meanwhile, if you are new to this channel, please do not forget to subscribe to the yarn bowl and click on the bell icon as well so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. So this is the tiny apple that we are going to work today. So it's so cute. It's great for keychains or any of the crochet project that you want to accessorize. And we'll need a couple of things for working this tiny apple amigurumi. We'll see what are the things that are needed to work this tiny apple. So I'm going to need a 2.5 millimeter crochet hook to work this amigurumi. And I'm going to need a blunt tip of metal crochet hook to tuck in the odd ends of the yarn inside the amigurumi, and the tapestry needle and stitch marker, because we are going to work in spiral. So we'll need a stitch marker to identify our first stitch of each round, scissors, polyfil, and I'm going to use 3 colors of yarn. The base will be red, and for the stalk I'm going to use brown, and for the leaf I'm going to use dark green. So for round 1 I'm going to work a magic ring, and then I'm going to work 6 single crochets around the magic ring. So as I told you earlier, we are going to work in a spiral, so we'll not end each round by working a slip stitch on top of the starting stitch. Instead we are going to start our round 2 or the next round right away. So we'll need a stitch marker to identify the first stitch of each round. So once you have worked 6 single crochets, I'm going to tighten the magic ring, and I'm going to start with round 2. So for round 2 I'm going to work 2 single crochets on each stitch around. So work 2 single crochets on the first stitch, and then you can secure the magic ring with a knot. So now I have worked 2 single crochets on my first stitch, and I will mark the first stitch of round 2 with the stitch marker here, and I will just secure this magic ring with a knot, and then I'll start working 2 single crochets on each stitch around. So now round 2 is complete. So at the end of round 2 we will have 12 stitches. We are going to proceed with round 3. For round 3 I am going to work 1 single crochet in one stitch and 2 single crochet on the next stitch around. So after you work your first stitch, mark it with a stitch marker and work 2 single crochets on the next stitch, and continue to work 1 single crochet in one stitch and 2 single crochet on the next stitch around. So at the end of round 3 we should have 18 stitches. So continue to work round 3. I will meet you at the end of round 3. So now we are at the end of round 3. We are going to proceed with round 4. So from round 4 to round 7, for the next 4 rounds, we are just going to work 1 single crochet on each stitch around. So these are all the non-increment rounds. So we are just going to work one single crochet on each stitch around from round 4 to round 7. So at the end of each round we are going to have 18 stitches for all of these rounds. So work one single crochet on each stitch around. So now we are at the end of round 4. As I told you earlier, 5, 6, 7 rounds also we are going to work one single crochet on each stitch. So I have worked until round 7. So we are going to start with round 8. So round 8 we are going to work one single crochet in one stitch and single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitches around. So this is a decrement round. So work one single crochet in one stitch and single crochet 2 together in next 2 stitches and repeat this pattern around. So we are going to bring down the stitch count to 12 stitches at the end of round 8. So proceed with round 8. I'll meet you at the end of round 8. So once your round 8 is complete, stuff your apple with the polyfill and we'll proceed with the next round. So now for round 9, which will be our last round, we are going to work single crochet 2 together in every 2 stitches around. So this is going to bring down our stitch count to 6 stitches. So this is the last round of our amigurumi. So continue to work single crochet 2 together on every 2 stitches around. And once it is done, fasten off, leaving a long tail for sewing. So there will be a small opening on the top. You can sew it with a needle and you can close the opening, and I'll tell you how to shape our work to look like an apple. So now we are going to work on the stalk for the apple. So I'm going to work a chain 4 and then I'm going to work one slip stitch on the second chain from the hook, and I will work one slip stitch each on the next 2 chains as well. So this is going to create a small cord. It is going to look like a stalk. So then you can fasten now, work slip stitch and leave it aside. So next step, we are going to work the leaf that's going to go with the stalk and the apple. So for leaf, I'm going to choose the nice dark green yarn, and I'm going to work 6 chains. So go ahead, work a slip knot, then work 6 chains. 3, 4, 5, 6. And once you have worked 6 chains, go ahead, work a slip stitch on the second chain from the hook, and then on the next chain work 1 half double crochet, and then on the next chain work 1 double crochet, and on the next chain work 1 half double crochet, and then on the next chain work a slip stitch. Then you can fasten off and secure your ends with a knot. This is our tiny leaf that's going to go with the stalk and the apple. So now we're going to sew all these parts together. Before that, I'll let you know how to shape the apple. So we're going to form a dent on the top and the bottom. We're going to make that dent by tucking in the sewing needle while you're making a couple of stitches that go through the top and bottom of your amigurumi. So make sure you make the dent only a little bit, so don't pull it too tight, and don't make the dent so deep. We're just doing this to make our ball that we made, to make it look like a apple. Just shape it with your finger if needed, and then you can fasten off and secure it with a knot. And then next step, we're going to sew in the stalk and the leaf together, and then we're going to sew the stalk with the leaf to our apple. So now I'm going to sew this leaf with the stalk, and then I'm going to sew these two together with the apple. So once you have done sewing all these parts together, you can just trim off the long ends of the yarn, and then you find these odd ends of the yarn bits, which you can tuck it inside your amigurumi using a blunt tip of a metal crochet hook. So that's it, your cute tiny apple is ready. So you can use this tiny apple for many of your crochet projects. You can use them as a bag tag, you can use them for your jewelry, or it's a very good project for a keychain. You can just add a key ring to it, and it is a great classroom gift as well if it is worked as a keychain. So try this cute apple at home and let me know your comments. So in the description I have a written pattern of many other tiny fruits as well. You can check it out and work those fruits as well. If you want a free written pattern of this apple, as I told you, it's available in the description. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to the Yarn Bowl and click on the bell icon as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.